We're back with another episode of Today and Tomorrow in Scottsdale with Don and Kevin. This is where we explore the people, the ideas, the groups that make our city great. And today we've got a great example of that. We're honored to welcome two special guests from the Lori Peterson Cancer Foundation, Jennifer Peterson and Nicole Hawes. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Us. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I was say hello, hi.
How you doing? You all right? I forgot Kevin's here too. Kevin, my sidekick.
I'm doing good, buddy. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Good?
Yeah, everything's
September
good.
now.
Everything's
okay?
great. Yeah,
You're
looking
all cool
forward.
down?
Absolutely. Had a good Labor Day weekend. Did you have a good Labor Day weekend?
I didn't do a darn thing, so it was really good.
Did you watch Penn State football?
I did watch Penn State football.
There you go. You're off to a good.
We got a year coming on here, man.
Yeah,
So I'm excited about this.
Good deal.
Yeah. And you?
I watched a lot of football. Yeah, and we won too. So
we're September now, so that's for sure. But we're not here to talk about football.
No, we're not.
We're here to talk about something actually pretty serious: pancreatic cancer.
I know, another great community leaders making our community better.
Making it better. So they're both with the Lori Peterson Cancer Foundation. The foundation was created to honor the life and legacy of Lori Lynn Peterson, who bravely battled pancreatic cancer. Since its founding, the organization has dedicated itself to advancing research, supporting treatment, raising awareness for one of the most challenging cancers that there is. They've helped fund projects through organizations like the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, and Jennifer's going to have a little story for us about that too as we get into the program, and T-Jen as well. In other words, making a real impact for patients and families alike. Jennifer and Nicole both serve on the board of directors, carrying forward Lori's vision and passion. Together, they will share the story behind the foundation, the progress they've made, and what lies ahead in the fight against pancreatic cancer. So before we get into everything, Jennifer and Nicole, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's learn a little about who you are. So Jennifer, why don't we start with you and tell us a little about who you are and your background and what you do for a living, and because you have a good story there now for us, and anything else you might like to share with us.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for having us. We're thrilled to be here. Got to meet you a few months back at the TP Open Golf Tournament.
That was awesome.
And you did extremely well.
I did okay, yeah. I walked away with 650 large, so I was a happy camper.
But you didn't get the buckle, though.
I came in second.
How many shots were you out? One shot?
I missed by 2 shots, I think.
2 shots.
I almost had a buckle, man, in my first time.
Yeah, I know. That would have been something.
Yep.
Yes, so I'm Jennifer Peterson. I am an Arizona native, born and raised. Lived here, obviously, my whole life, and have been in the nonprofit space for about 15 years, working for some really great organizations, and married, have one son, married to her brother. That's how I got associated.
Right, all in the family here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. And I currently work for the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network,
right.
Doing nonprofit corporate fundraising. And what's been so special about it is obviously Lori and this foundation brought me to that. And so being in nonprofit fundraising for about 15 years has been truly my passion. But pancreatic cancer research and finding a cure has been my heart ever since we experienced it with Lori. And so now I just get to kind of combine my personal and professional passion. It's pretty awesome.
That's fantastic. Just a quick word on the network. Is that based in Phoenix? Or?
PanCan is the national organization. They're based in LA, but we have people across the country, and we have local affiliates in about 60 communities. So yes, we're serving people all across the country.
Fantastic. And Nicole, on to you now. You're Lori's daughter.
Yes, I
Very
am,
good.
correct.
What else do we need to know about you?
So like Jen said, after my mom passed away, we kind of as a family got together and wanted to make a difference for other families and other people that had relatives or people themselves going through pancreatic cancer, because it is such a tough, fast-spreading cancer. We kind of didn't have the time that we would have liked to have spent with my mom before her last days, so really spreading awareness and doing all that we can to help families kind of go through what we went through. And on a side note, before my mom passed away, we actually all got tattoos, a purple heart for pancreatic cancer, which kind of turned into the Lori Peterson Cancer Foundation logo.
Yeah.
So it was a fun story that we were able to share with her before she passed.
Now, is purple the color for pancreatic cancer?
It
I know.
is.
I know she's wearing purple today. And yeah, I know. We should. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah, remember that next time.
Because I know all your lititerature has purple in it, so I
Yes.
figured that was the the color.
My son thinks it's my favorite color now, which now it is. Before it was not, but yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Lori, when did your mom pass?
September 25th of 2018.
2018. So it wasn't that long ago. Share a little bit about who your mom was and the legacy that she left behind.
Yeah, she was an incredible woman. Part of the community here as well. Part of many different charities. So kind of legacy as far as she goes to of helping the community. So it's very special to kind of continue in her footpaths. She also was very creative, artistic. That's how I got my design ability, was from her. So being able to share that with everyone and kind of continue that as well. So she was an avid golfer, which is awesome that we get to be part of the TP Open, share that golf side of everything. Has a hole-in-one at Mount Shadows.
Oh, wow. I've never had a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
How about that,
I'm still working on mine, so I'll get there.
Heck, man, yeah.
Yeah, she was an incredible lady, always willing to share and help others around. So
Sounds
she's
like
deeply
a wonderful woman, for sure. Jennifer, what would Lori be most proud of, do you think, in the work that you're all doing on the foundation?
I think, one of the benefits of us creating this foundation was when we were going through this time of extreme grief and really disbelief because it happened so quickly. We bonded together as a family, and as Nicole said, she was very philanthropic. She chaired different organizations and events throughout the community. So that part, she had even told us once she got better that she was going to fight against pancreatic cancer. And so it's our way of just stepping up as a family and continuing to support her legacy. And I think she's just so proud of all of us for that. And the women and the mothers and the wives that her daughters have become, and just how much heart and soul we put into honoring her and remembering her and fighting for her.
Fantastic. Kevin, I think Lori's looking down on these two right now with a lot
she
of pride
absolutely
and joy and a big smile on her face, right?
Always
Yeah.
a big smile.
The glass
Always.
of champagne in her hands.
Yes.
True. That's great.
It reminds me a little bit of what I went through, so I can really feel what they're talking about.
That's
We
true.
won't get into that right now, but I had a grandson who died of cancer at 11 years old, and we created a foundation. It wasn't as successful as you guys are doing, but I certainly know what it's like going through that. So my heart goes out to both of you. And also my thanks goes out to both of you for continuing the legacy and continuing the fight against that nasty, nasty cancer.
Yeah. Don, I was thinking about Cameron this weekend because I was watching the Notre Dame game. You probably watched that game, right?
I didn't see that. Oh, no, yeah, I did, right.
That
yeah.
the quarterback for the Notre Dame had a little brother who died of cancer.
I didn't know
of
that.
brain cancer.
Okay.
And they had a fundraiser, and Mike Tirico, the announcer, was the MC for that, and they raised $2 million.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, what a difference! And I was like, wow. And I'm like, what a difference having a big event with a big name MC
No
makes,
kidding.
right? Wouldn't Cameron Crusaders have loved to have had a benefit like that? And I was just thinking about how Cameron would have loved that.
It would have been a fantastic way to carry on his legacy, and they were all about helping families who have kids going through similar kinds of things, kind of like you guys are doing. You guys look like you have a lot more staying power. You're really off to a great start. You've raised a lot of money, so congratulations to both of you. Pancreatic cancer is one of the most difficult. How does your foundation decide where to focus your resources, whether it's research or patient care or advocacy? And Nicole, how does that work?
Locally, we got involved with TGen. They have a specific program for researching pancreatic cancer, and one of the top, what's the word I'm looking for?
Clinical trials.
Clinical trials.
Going on right
Yep,
now. So we focused on donating to them for that research to find a cure is our main goal, so that no one has to deal with this. I know we're a long ways from that, baby steps, but since my mother's diagnosis, the 5-year survival rate has already gone up to, I think, 13% now.
Really?
When it
That's
started
great.
at around 8.
Really?
So there's been a lot of progress. So we just want to be able to support those clinical trials that are making that progress.
That's I've been following TGen since they got here. I covered them a lot when I was at the paper. And I thought that they were getting, I know pancreatic cancer is one of their big trials. I thought they were getting really, really close to being able to solve that. Have you heard any updates on kind of where they are? Do you guys know?
They're making a ton of progress. I don't want to speak to the medical side of it, but
It's not jinx it either, right?
yeah.
right. But they, have done such an incredible job. They've been on the forefront. They have always focused on some of those more rare and difficult diagnoses in cancer. You mentioned like the brain cancer, glioblastoma. We first learned about them from Colleen's Dream Foundation, with ovarian cancer, and so they've been led by Dr. Daniel von Hoff, who is world-renowned if you mention his name in the pancreatic cancer space, and they've just been so fantastic.
He's it. He's the main guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know
so
him, Don?
they've made
Yeah, I
a
do.
ton
Yeah,
of,
really?
made a ton of progress. They're now partnering with City of Hope, which is fantastic. We just, couldn't have been more thrilled with them and to partner with them. They're a great organization.
And they're doing great work. We've
Yeah.
had him for several of our events back in my Business Journal days.
Oh, really?
Where we had him speak about stuff. He's been here since TGen arrived back in
Correct.
the early
Yeah.
2000s. And so between him and Jeffrey Trent, I mean, they're a powerhouse.
Yes.
To say the least, that's for sure. So that's amazing to see the work they're doing.
That's great.
And
Fantastic.
and people don't realize how much cancer work is actually happening right here in Phoenix in terms of research and trying to find a cure. Someday, we're going to have a cure for all of our cancers.
Right.
I don't know when that day is going to be,
Yeah.
but it's going to come someday. I'm pretty
Hopefully
sure.
really fast.
Everybody's working on it, definitely. Nicole, the foundation's granted nearly $130,000 toward research and treatment. What kind of impact have you seen from that? What have you been able to see from all of that hard work and donations?
Yeah, we've definitely been able to see the community that we've grown, having events to raise money, getting people out and awareness. The big thing personally that before my mom's diagnosis, I didn't know much about pancreatic cancer. I didn't know how fast spreading, how deadly it is. So just being able to inform people around us and kind of spread that awareness is the biggest impact that I've seen. And hopefully with that knowledge, people will be able to get that early testing and find ways to catch it early when it is a cancer that is kind of hard to catch early too. There's really mild symptoms, stomach pain, back pain, things that people ignore. So being able to find those early detection is key too.
I get stomach and back pain all the time.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine?
How do you tell the difference?
Yeah.
But it's important that,
Of course.
that you get that checked out.
It is. I mean, if it persists, I suppose if you're having stomach pain or back pain and kind of a frequent ongoing basis, that
Yeah.
might be a sign to look for.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
unexplained weight loss, that's a big one with pancreatic cancer.
Is
You
it?
start to have, because it affects the digestive system so much. A lot of people also experience jaundice. So
Oh, really?
I've heard stories of people that, maybe feel a little bit off, but I mean, hey, I'm middle-aged. Every day I
Getting
feel a
old,
little,
every day is
right?
a new
It's just
adventure,
life.
right.
But where someone will look at them and go, you look a little yellow. So that's a sign the pancreas and the liver aren't necessarily
Right.
working right. So it's in combination of those things. We all have a little bit of back pain here and there, but to Nicole's point, it's just things that it takes a long time, generally speaking, to deduce what is to actually find that it's pancreatic. And by then, a lot of times it's spread. So that's partially why it is one of the deadliest cancers. It's the third deadliest cancer right now. It's going to surpass lung cancer in the next year or two as the second deadliest, not the most diagnosed, but the deadliest, because there is no early detection at this point, and the symptoms are kind of vague, and it takes a long time, and a lot of people really don't know that they have it until it's advanced.
It's told too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine by the time you notice jaundice,
Yeah.
that's probably a sign it's too late.
Yeah.
It can be. I've heard people that have survived that have been at that stage. So it just depends on really where the tumor is located on the pancreas, because that determines the kind of treatments that are available. If they're able to do the Whipple procedure, which is the main surgery that they can do for pancreatic cancer. But then also just depending on if it's spread and where it's spread, it's an extremely aggressive and sneaky cancer. So that's partially why it is one of the deadliest.
Yeah.
Here's a little naive question for you, but does it affect men and women equally, do you think? Or
Statistically speaking, men are a little bit have a little bit higher incidence rate than women.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not too too far off.
Yeah, cancer doesn't discriminate, does it?
Men are stubborn
No.
too. They get back pains and stuff. They just say forget about it.
Yeah, right.
I think I don't know that has anything to do with it or not, but maybe in the timing of it. If men were a little bit more in tune about paying attention to their pains and getting things looked out, maybe there'd be a better result.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
being your biggest advocate is kind of what we learned through experiencing it with your mom. She was having some of the back pains and just knew something was off. And so she was able to go in and she did survive for 15 months, which a lot of times you hear people that they go in and they're diagnosed and it's weeks, days
Right.
sometimes.
Really?
And so she actually went through the Whipple procedure, but she truly was just in tune, knew something was off, and just kind of kept pressing until she got an answer.
Wow, that's a trying time for sure, to say the least.
Was she able to get some treatment, or did she have a treatment plan?
Yeah, so like Jen said, she was able to get that Whipple surgery, but it's still a tough surgery if you don't get it all. Like, it's a fast spreading cancer, so it was still a little bit left. So, and then she did some radiation and chemotherapy as well to try to slow it down and minimize it, but it's a tough one.
What's the Whipple surgery?
It's a surgery to remove part of the pancreas, but
Okay.
it all depends on, like Jen said, where it is. There's a bunch of arteries and stuff around too. So if it's in the wrong place, sometimes people can't get that surgery.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
Did she have hospice care?
She did, yes.
How was that experience like? Did she do it at home, or did she go to one of the hospice
We did
facilities?
Hospice of the Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, as great as an experience like that can be, but the team there was really awesome, and
Great.
it was nice that our whole family could be there. She had about a week there, so we were able to all get together and have my grandparents and everyone come and be there for her.
Good.
That's
Yeah.
important for sure. Yeah, and to bring the family together in times like that, to
Yeah.
say the least. Jennifer, maybe we talk about this from a network standpoint or foundation standpoint, but an example maybe of a clinical trial or maybe a research project that you guys have helped make possible. Have you had anything like that come up?
Yes, so we have supported clinical trials at TGen specifically, and I'm going to blank on the name of it right now because that's what happens. And they are seeing progress. They are, one of the big things about TGen specifically is the they call it from bench to bedside. So they're doing the research, but they also want to use it to inform today what's happening with their patients, and so they're able to do that as well. So we've been very specific in funding clinical trials with TGen. We've been able to go and see their lab here in Phoenix, and they're continuing to show us their progress, and they're making progress every single day.
It's fantastic. It's going to make you feel pretty proud when you see that, doesn't it?
It does.
That you're helping be a part of that.
It does.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. What other, now, obviously, we mentioned your relationship with TP Open, and I know the guys at TP Open are pretty generous guys, but we're not a big enough tournament to be able to fund a lot. What other fundraising events do you guys participate in, or your big events?
Sure.
We have put on our own foundation events, starting from the first year after she was passed away. We had a smaller event at my dad's house, and we were able to raise almost $50,000 just from
Wow.
that first event.
From just wanted to deal at your dad's house?
Yep.
Wow,
Just
good
bring
for
them,
you
just
guys.
people over coming over for some drinks and
Yeah,
stuff?
well,
Yes.
my parents love to throw a themed party, so we got together and had their friends and everyone come and celebrate kind of the life of Lori too, but being able to donate and get some traction with the foundation starting off was really awesome. And who doesn't love a good party? So
Yeah.
it was
She
super
loved
fun.
the costume parties.
Is that
Oh,
right?
is that
So
right?
it was Great Gatsby themed.
Oh,
and so we had a
really?
blast.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, huh?
That is
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So we kind of took that first event and made it a tradition of every year trying to throw an event like that. We had a couple called Cocktails for a Cure. I think I mentioned it a little bit, but my mom loved champagne, so that was kind of the idea behind that, throwing together different champagne cocktails to raise money for the foundation. And our last recent one was Western themed. So again, going with a more themed party, but
The costumes.
costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
We kind of were riding that Yellowstone wave, so everybody, there were a lot of rips
Oh, right.
in attendance.
Rips,
that
yeah.
day.
Yeah, for sure. Every
It was
wannabes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of wannabes out there
Yeah.
for sure.
I think our goal, though, in the future is to be able to throw our own golf tournament. So using the TP Open to get kind of those connections, meeting people like you, so that in the future we can create our own golf tournament, since Lori also loves to golf.
Yeah.
Does she really? She's a golfer too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell people a little bit about the TP Open. 'Cause we keep saying this, but people don't really
Oh, yeah.
know what that is. So,
What the heck's that?
yeah, what is the TP Open?
So the TP Open is named after TP Mexican food. For those of you who have been in the Valley, you know that it's the greatest.
It's an institution.
It
An
is.
Indian school in, what,
42nd Street.
42nd Street.
Yes.
Yep.
And they have been doing this golf tournament. It was in Payson for many years. I think this was the 65th. I don't know.
65th. Yeah.
All right, I got it. Last year,
Really?
that they've been doing it consecutively, which is an incredible feat. And they had it in Payson for a lot of years and then moved it to Prescott. And it's a lot of like the family and friends of TP. We became involved. Zip and Kathy Colleen, who own TP, actually her dad passed away from pancreatic cancer.
Oh, no, really? Okay.
And so they also knew your mom and loved your mom. And so they, in the past, had supported different charities. And, you know, all of the golfers were saying, we love the idea of being able to bring a charity back in, have a little fun, but also do some good. And so Clark Hubbs, he approached us. He's a good friend of ours as well, and said, I think this would be a great fit. Obviously, knowing that Kathy's dad passed away, it's something that's true to her heart. And so we've been able to benefit from that golf tournament for the past 4 or 5 years.
Oh, that's great.
And cumulatively, the golfers and sponsors and kind of silent auction and raffle donations, we've raised about $50,000.
Have you really?
This
our
last
golf
year,
tournament?
it was $12,000 that was raised through the sponsorships and the donations and the raffles and
T-shirt sales.
T-shirt
Yeah.
sales.
We saw
And
those, right.
so it's just been so fantastic. We're so close to a lot of the golfers there. They personally knew Lori or know our family, or even if they don't, they've been fantastic and have continued to support us year over year. And we have to thank also all of the sponsors that support whole sponsors, the event sponsors every year, and just help us continue to contribute to great organizations doing great work.
What's the best way that people can support your mission? Do you have a website that people could donate to? Can you donate through that? What's your website?
We do. It is the Lori Peterson Cancer Foundation.org.
Okay.
So through there, you can learn more about our mission statement, different events we've posted. We have a blog that kind of talks about what we've done throughout the years, not only for our foundation ourselves, but like Jen said, being able to support TGen and PanCan and some of those other events in the Valley that all go towards pancreatic cancer.
So how do you think this journey that you're on has changed you personally, whether it's in your view of health, family, or community service? And Nicole, let's start with you.
Ooh, that's a tough question. I would just say it has changed me to be more family forward, focus on being around the people that I love and kind of sharing those experiences. It was a tough experience to go through together, so wanting to spend every moment with my family. I'm lucky that we all are in Arizona and my husband's family as well, so bringing them into it's a big full heart. So that's something I've really started to focus on. Plus, when I know timing wise too, I was 23, so I just got out of college, kind of wanting my own life separate, so it kind of brought me back to focus on what's important in my life.
Good point. Jennifer, how about you?
Yeah, you got me teary.
Me too.
You know, part of it is just honoring an incredible person. Her mom was fantastic. She was a friend, a mother-in-law, but just everybody who knew her, she was so incredible. And for us to continue to honor her and keep her memory alive is so important to all of us. So this organization obviously does that. For me, as I shared, it's now led me to an amazing organization, the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, where I get to leverage what I've done professionally in nonprofit fundraising with the cause that truly means the most to me. And I'm able to share her story every day. And it's really, it's humbling when you talk to people, because generally speaking, if I'm talking to people, they have some sort of tie to it. For me to be able to say, I've walked these shoes, we'll walk it together. We know we can help fight and make a difference. And so that's just been incredible. And just to watch our family kind of rise up and continue to do this. It's not an easy thing to do. It's definitely a passion project, but we just we're not going to stop.
Do you have some stories where you've interacted with other families going through this, where you've been able to be with them or coach them or talk to them or help them in some way? Has that been an opportunity for you?
I'll jump in. Yes. So, part of what we talked about is awareness. A lot of times people that are diagnosed or someone they love is diagnosed, they don't even know where to start, right? And then you go to Google and you look at the survival rates and you hear, I remember celebrities that have passed away from pancreatic cancer, and it can be extremely scary. And so, people knowing that we are involved with this, I've had people in life reach out and say, hey, someone I know is just diagnosed, what can we do? And we're able to point them, to the patient services team at PanCan, which is incredible. It's free for anybody diagnosed or caregivers to call and to have essentially like a case manager walk them through their options, talk about clinical trials, just hold their hand through a really, really scary time, and also share with them the great work that's being done, organizations like TGen. And so just having someone, I feel like when people are just in that, they're lost, right? And to have a place to come to and have resources. I've also, through Pancreatic Cancer Action Network and their Purple Stride event that they have, it's a walk every April. I've volunteered with them before I worked for them. I met many families that have gone through our experience. I know many survivors that are out there telling their story. And,
Really?
It's
there are
incredible.
Survivors then.
Absolutely.
So we talked about 30. You said you guys are happy to go from a 5% to 13% survival rate, and I'm sitting there thinking 13%. That's brutal.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's
So,
not.
but there are some
yes.
survivors out there.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very daunting. I mean, to say that is to celebrate the wins and the research and
Yeah.
the things that are happening. But certainly, there are survivors. We have a great group of survivors here in Phoenix and across the country that are so inspirational and are living their best lives, but are still out there fighting and advocating, which is important too, and telling their stories.
Really important for sure. Yeah, well, 13%'s not; those aren't great odds.
No, I mean 13.
It's much better improved.
They
but
were
they're still not
excited
great
about
odds,
going from
right.
5 to 13. I'm thinking that's
know, right.
great
Yeah.
numbers, but still 13% sounds pretty daunting.
It
Yeah.
does.
It is.
And even if you survive, do you always have that fear in the back of your mind that can come back? Because you never really know, right? Or do you ever know that it's completely eliminated and you're completely free?
I think there's certainly, with any kind of cancer, there is the opportunity for recurrence. Pancreatic cancer, especially within the first year after the Whipple surgery, there is a high chance of recurrence. There's some great work that's being done around clinical research to kind of identify different ways to make that a little less daunting. But yeah, it's there's a lot of work that's still left to be done.
One of the hardest things we had with Cameron, my 11-year-old grandson, when he had a real rare bone cancer, we thought he went through it for about 3 years. We thought we had it licked. Came up here, look,
Yeah.
it was gone.
That's right.
And so our
That's
hopes
right.
got really high, and everything was great. And then a couple of months later, it's back.
Yeah.
And when it came back with vengeance, obviously, and it took his life. So it's hard, for
Yeah.
sure.
I feel like that's how we were with her being able to do that Whipple surgery and having more success, getting more of a positive note, but it was aggressive and it came back, and like you said, they
Yeah.
come back with a vengeance.
We had that
it's-
same experience.
It's mad when it comes back, isn't
Yeah.
it? You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
How many board members do you have?
We have, we count the family members.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it mostly community members or family members or
It's
a
just
mix?
family. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
family. Okay.
Yeah. We have volunteers that have helped us at different events, or like when we do our walks, we have friends and family join us.
Yeah.
But when we started it, the board was her kids, her husband, and me.
Right. Okay.
It's okay. That's the way it starts,
That's
know,
right.
for sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
They raised $130,000 so far. That's a good start doing
nothing
something
to
right.
sneeze at, man. That's really, really good. Kevin, what a great conversation we've had with both
Absolutely.
of Lori and Jennifer today. I'm sorry, Nicole and Jennifer.
Oh, one thing
today.
I want to mention about Nicole. Didn't you just get married recently? Are you
I
still a
did just
newlywed?
get married and just had a baby girl in
Yes.
April.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Good for
She's
you.
darling.
Yeah. I can only imagine. Well, we'll have her on a podcast in a couple of years. So So what a great conversation. Jennifer, Nicole, thank you so much for all that you're doing, for the foundation, for families that need you, for whatever help you can do to battle one of the nastiest cancers that we know for sure. But it really makes a difference. And so proud to have you on our show today.
Really, really. If we can, anything we can do, let us know.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us. It was a
bet.
pleasure, truly.
Yeah.
And thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and subscribe for more conversations that make Scottsdale great. We'll be back next week with another episode of Today and Tomorrow in Scottsdale.